Wilford Clyde is a giant. He's large in stature, but he's also large in impact.
He's certainly a giant in his personality. He's as big as all outdoors. He's a man without any guile. Everybody's his best friend.
I think he is exemplary as a model citizen, but also as an example to others in leadership.
He has a kind of an eye for seeing what needs to be done.
There's not much around the state of Utah that you can look at without seeing Wilford's fingerprints all over it for good.
You can't be a Clyde in Utah without being well known over multiple generations.
The Clyde family helped settle Springville, and the family has very, very deep roots in Utah.
You know, he had a great childhood when he talks about where he grew up in Springville. Good friends, a good community, a great place to grow up.
I know he was involved in a lot of sports. I think he lettered in almost every sport that you can imagine.
Basketball, I think, is his favorite. And then he was the high school quarterback. He was pretty darn good. We got acquainted playing softball. Oh, he was a great softball player. He, of course, it's slow pitch. You know, you don't need to have a whole lot of talent to play slow pitch.
At BYU, he met my mom, and they were married.
And the two of them together have raised 4 of the finest women that you would ever want to meet.
He just was a great father of all daughters. He's sensitive and patient, but also he instilled in us some, hardworking core values as well.
Wilford's one of several Clyde family members that really value the legacy of Clyde Companies. The legacy is really about the core values of the business.
Those values were instilled in us at a very young age, and we continued along with them throughout our adult life also because of that early example of not only my grandfather but my parents.
He started off his career in accounting and collections.
He wasn't planning to pursue construction. He was going to go a different way.
But my dad talked him into going to work at Geneva Rock.
He spent a lot of time at Geneva Rock there, but in the early years, in his early 30s, there was some changes in management.
The general manager and vice president of Geneva Rock passed away from a heart attack. And so at that time, Wilford accepted the responsibility at a very young age to be the head of Geneva Rock Products.
After his time at Geneva Rock in the late 90s, there were several different Clyde companies, all different separate subsidiaries, and he helped lead an effort to bring all these companies together under one umbrella. And that's where Clyde Companies Incorporated was formed.
The motto for Clyde Companies is building a better community. Every day of our lives we're utilizing something that the Clyde Companies has been involved in building in our community, whether that's driving down the freeway or a road or seeing a building or going into a college campus.
They're trying to obviously physically build better roads, more construction, but they also are helping to build better people.
He epitomizes that and serving on various boards and organizations to be able to provide back. He served as a councilman, as a mayor.
And then the family donated a lot of money and resources, and now we have the Clyde Family Recreation Center.
Often the easiest thing to do is to contribute funding or financial support, and the most difficult thing to do is to contribute your time. And Wilford does both of those things.
It's his willingness to be involved in everything from PTA to city council to mayor, to helping other people, help me run for governor.
He would be the coach of his daughter's softball team. He would be commissioner of the league. He would be in the Boy Scouts. He would be doing some community all at the same time. It's remarkable what that guy could do in a day.
We can't go anywhere without him knowing somebody. It's kind of a running family joke that wherever we go, he knows somebody because he has so many connections.
He knows how to build a relationship. And so when you're with him, you know that you're important to him.
He's a very steady individual. He values community. He values relationships.
The first word that comes to mind is there's just a presence about him. Like when he's in a room and when you're talking to him, you just feel like this is someone I need to listen to.
Wilford is a great leader, but not only is he a leader, but he has great vision.
Well, he's a great leader because, first of all, he's very positive. Doesn't matter what the challenge is, we can find a way to overcome it.
So he's one of the first to step up. He doesn't just say, oh, that's something I'd like to do. he actually does it.
Wilford is one of those leaders who is motivated not just by his sheer talent and the fact that he can make a difference, but by his love of place, his love of community. I find that what drives Wilford is an authentic love for Utah.
We were in desperate need of a classroom building, and it was during a recession, and so money was tied to the legislature. Wilford was one of a handful that locked arms with me that helped make the case for a case I was told could not be made. I've always been grateful to him ever since, and we went on to do many more things after that together, for which I'll always be appreciative.
He really made family his top priority. He showed up for all of our events. You know, he didn't let work get in the way of those things. My mom and dad are such a good team. It's actually hard to talk about my dad without talking about my mom.
Natalie is a giantess in our city. I mean, Wilford couldn't have done it without Natalie. She deserves a significant recognition for her support to Wilford.
He was always talking about Natalie and always talking about his kids, and whenever we would be talking about business, it would almost always end with, hey, you know, you and Paige and Natalie and I should, you know, he was always wanting to bring her in.
He works in an industry dominated by men and has a household dominated by women.
He was one of the first on board for the Women's Leadership Institute Elevate Her Challenge, and he worked very hard in his own companies to elevate women. Wilford wanted to have me help him with gender diversity as part of the Women's Leadership Institute because he truly believes in championing women. He says it's because he had 4 daughters, but I think it's more than that.
He's been able to serve in the various positions within the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and he not only believes in what he believes in, but he also shows that in his everyday life and the way he treats people.
His faith was really, in many ways, the ultimate secret sauce for Wilford. That was his grounding mechanism in life.
Wilford Clyde is a great example to all of us of what we can do and what we can become if we put our shoulder to the wheel and do the best we can.
This is a man that's helped shape our community, and that's what all the giants do.
Wilford, a hearty congratulations on this recognition, being named the 2023 Giant in our city.
Thank you for your service to the citizens of Utah in so many capacities.
You've been loved up one side and down the other a lot these last few months, but you've deserved every minute of it.
We've had a lot of good years working together, and I wish you the very best.
I have been greatly impacted by the type of person you are and the influence that you've had on us, and we love you.
It's just hard to put into words how I feel. You're my brother and I love you very much.
You are a giant in my eyes. You're a giant in the community's eyes.
You're a hero, you're an example, you're a great friend. I wish you the very best and salute you tonight.
You are our giant in the city.